Did you know there are different styles of homeschooling?
Let's talk about them. Hi, Chips and Salsa here, two homeschool moms bringing you practical, encouraging tips.
Welcome to our channel. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell button so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. We upload a new video every Tuesday.
So this video is part of our Homeschool 101 series, and if you've been researching, you've probably come across different homeschool styles and need to get some clarity.
I didn't know there were like so many approaches when I first started homeschooling. I really didn't. I thought I just followed a book.
Right. Well, and if you went to public school yourself, then you're probably picturing homeschooling as
At home, yeah.
doing school at home. And that is actually an approach.
Yeah.
That is a style of homeschooling, is signing up for maybe a private or public charter school and getting the box curriculum set
Yeah.
and
just
following
following
the
it.
plan that they've already laid out for you for each week.
I think I started off like that a little bit, and I remember you told me, you're like, is that what you want to do? And I was like, no, it's not. It's making me miserable. Because for me, the whole point of homeschooling was the educational freedom, right? The
Right.
Being able to be more creative and bring things that they're not getting at in public school. But it might suit you perfectly. So there's no wrong or right. It's just depending on your teaching style and on your child's learning style. A second approach, in contrast to that, is unschooling. So what's unschooling? Well,
I have no idea.
I actually did explore this because I was like, oh, that sounds kind of cool. Sounds rebellious.
And hippie.
Right. I'm a hippie, so. It really is a method where you let your child lead, basically. If your child is super interested in a topic, let's say hawks, you would let them explore that topic until they're satisfied. And so I think one of the advantages of this is really allowing the child to get to know his or herself. I've heard that it could be really life-changing for some people because they're like, oh, I didn't even know I was good at this, or I didn't even know I loved this so much, you know? And it really opens a different world for the child.
Well, and in actuality, we're all unschooling our preschoolers.
Right.
We're diving in with them on things that they're interested in, on finding bugs and things in the yard and exploring it, going on the internet, showing them videos about it. And some children are just more inquisitive than others. And then we stop that and get them to do some structure. And for a lot of families, they don't want to stop. That actually really interested me too. When the kids were preschoolers, I looked into the Montessori method. And what they do is they set up stations. Painting station, maybe a clay station, a little library station, hands-on math manipulative station, and then allowing the preschoolers to really gravitate towards what interested them. And of course, exploring nature. And that was really fascinating to me because I saw these kids in a video passionately talking about their artwork.
Yeah.
Because they were free to explore their art, explore their expression without time limit.
Real learning takes place when the child is interested in the topic.
And they're discovering solutions
Right.
and discovering how things work without you showing them everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're a helicopter mom, it's not gonna work.
But I think Montessori gives a little bit more structure and kind of plan.
Right. Than unschooling.
Versus the unschooling, yeah. But when I did start homeschooling my children, I was around a lot of moms talking about classical education.
Yeah.
And at first, it just sounded terrible. I was like, okay, they talked a lot about memorizing facts,
Yeah.
about drills, and it didn't really sound appealing to me. But because so many people were so enthusiastic about it, I ended up getting the book, The Well-Trained Mind by Susan Wise, and actually really liked a lot of the things that she had to say. What Susan Wise does do, which I think is amazing, or what the classical approach does, is what they call the trivium. So that they take history, for instance, in a chronological way, in a cycle.
Yeah.
So you would study ancient history, and then move on in history to, you know, the Renaissance, the medieval, modern, and then cycle back around to ancient history again. So every 4 years you're relearning that. And the same thing with science. And of course mixed in there is tons of great literature and grammar curriculum. And Susan Wise also has some awesome curriculum for history, for grammar, for writing.
Similar to classical is Charlotte Mason. And it's similar in the sense that there's a lot of just living books, what they call it. So it's not textbook. You're reading books that tell a story, that are in narrative form, even math. You know, so they're all about just reading and then really narrating what they have learned. And instead of doing your typical spelling and grammar, they do prepared dictation. So you take a passage from something that you're already reading and you're practicing it that way. So it's a lot more organic, I would say. But she's also very focused on habit building.
Yes, I actually read her book on habits and it was really, really good. Yeah. And it really made me think, like, there was some areas where I missed the boat in teaching my kids good habits when they were preschoolers and elementary age, that now need to go back and say, we need to make good habits about these things, like brushing your teeth and closing cabinets and all of those, every little thing is a habit.
One of her quotes is, I can, I ought, and I will. You know, because it's very driven, and it's like, you can do this if you practice and put your mind to it. They also focus a lot on nature, so there's a lot of nature study, there's a lot of hymn studies, there's a lot of crafts involved too in Charlotte Mason. So I don't do Charlotte Mason like textbook, you know, but I do incorporate some of her methods. So one of the other approaches that really appeals to me is unit study approach. And so with unit studies, what's great is that you explore one topic, but many subjects around that one topic. So let's say if you can do a literature-based unit study. Let's say right now we're doing Where the Red Fern Grows. So you take that one book and you apply everything related to that book. So for history, you know, we're applying the Great Depression, and geography, the Ozarks, and Oklahoma, you know, and the Cherokee, and then for science, you know, you can learn about dog breeds and everything that has to do with the book. So the learning goes all together, and the child is not only reading the book, but is also exploring outside of the book.
But I love that a lot of the unit studies are structured so that it's 10 to 13 can all learn together. Obviously, my 9-year-old is maybe not going to write to the same level as my 12-year-old, but they can learn together and work at their own level and be pushed. That was really important to me, to do more of a family style, because my 4 kids are very close in age.
You're not going to be teaching different curriculums to every single one.
It just doesn't make sense.
No.
We didn't talk about eclectic.
No.
Which I guess would really describe what we are.
That's really what we are. We do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, because there's so many great facets to the different methods that you don't want to miss out.
And I don't think you like it either. We don't like to be bound to like one thing, you know. So when I try to do like solely Charlotte Mason, I was a little overwhelmed. Or when I try to do solely classical, I bought a Latin curriculum and it's still sitting there.
Yeah, so eclectic just means you pick and choose what you like from different curriculums and you make it your own.
Well, we really hope that these descriptions of the different homeschooling styles have helped you kind of figure out what you are. Let us know in the comments below what style appeals to you best.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel and share this video. We'll see you next time. Bye.